So what we will doing now is like we can create a cluster uh, like we are having kind, but if you want to create a cluster you just need to do this. So yeah, doing this you can create a cluster. I already have created it, so I will not going to create it. So if you see a kubectx, so you will be seeing some kinds of kind context, not context, yeah, context. So if you see like a cube, how you will be going to access the cube config, so you just need to do this. Like you can go cd, then type home slash dot cube. You will be inside this, and then you just need to type this. This is the cube config file. You can just do code config. You will be seeing this file. So if I search for kind, here is my cluster of a kind which is running on a port 55848. Maybe this is the cluster which is basically running. This is a kind cluster, and yeah. So if I show you some more thing, this is basically a context. You know it. A context is a relation between a user and a cluster. So this is a context, and then if you see this is basically an user, which is also by default name having kind. If you came here, but a little bit if I do it, so this is basically a format of your cube config which have three things like a cluster and let me show you from the screen. Yeah, so basically it will having something like a cluster, and then they are having n number of cluster. Just you can see it here, there is a lot of cluster present there. So this is like you will be having a n number of cluster, and this is a context, and then user. Let me show you. This is here a context. There will be also having a n number of a context, which is like a mapping between a cluster and your user. So here is an user which also having something n number of things. So yeah, this is an end user which will be having something your client certificate data, like a key, and one more thing like a key and CRT. Yeah, so let's go dive into it. So we have seen this, how this will be look. I've shown you the kubeconfig file, and we have context. We are inside a kind. Let me comment here. So yeah, you can create a cluster by this. This is basically a format of your kubeconfig file, and this is, you can say, a flow diagram. So yeah, if you are not having a kubectx, then you can basically do config current context. Yeah, so you will get this. You can also do like yeah, this is the thing, but basically you can download it a kubectx. It could be a lot better for you. Suppose if you want something like 2-3 kubeconfig files in it, you can just do this like sorry, by a colon. Just by a colon you can separate it. This is a second one. This is the first config file. This is the second config file, and this is the third config file, something like that. And you will be like when we are just doing two, then it is like 4-5 uh, cluster context present, and when I added the third one also, this comes out to be some, like you can see this context is not present in it. So yeah, this is like that. So we are moving towards something like how we can authenticate the user, like how can we add a user to uh, cluster. So we have something two methods to do it. One is basically taking the private key and CRS key, and from sorry again, uh, you can you can create a private key, which is a command you can use, openSSL gnr out, like name on which file you are doing it, and type of bit, like something mechanism you will be using. So this will create basically a private key for you, and then for CRS you can just do this. And here the CN means common name, and the /o means an organization, which is basically a group name. So like that you can mention it after doing /subj. So this will be create, and then what you will be going to do it, you will take that CRS and will do something like your CA key from the API server, and your like you can do like something like this. You can take CA dot CRT and CA dot key of this key, and your other key, which is CRS key, which you created, like that. You can take this, and you can, from this you can create your CRT key, which is more essential for us to get to authenticate it. So then what we will be doing, we will take this private key and this CRT key, and by this two key the client can authenticate to this API server. This is the first method that we will be going to use it, and we will like to get access our cluster, like the verb things like pods, namespaces, like that. And the second one is basically using your certificate signing request, which is like a bit like we are using more using this, which is will be having some YML file, and from that we can basically something like that, where we will be creating some base 64 encoding secret for this CRS, and then we will put this into it, and this we will be doing kubectl create, something like that, and this will create a CID key for it for you. So yeah, this is a two method by which we can authenticate our client to for that cluster. So how we will be going to do it? So this is the first command you will be going to do for your generating your private key. So this will be basically let me do it again in some other file. mkdir test Kubernetes context something. So if I do this, so yeah, by this we can create, here we go. So how this will be look, let me show you. This will be look something like that. So yeah, and then after this we the second thing which we seen in this diagram is your CRS key. So how you will be creating, like I have written this whole thing before deep diving into it. So this is a basically open SSL request new and key. You're taking that uh, private key, and you will be like generating this key into the rahulxf-kind, and you can also mention some uh, common names and organization. I think I have done a wrong thing here, because this will be not, oh, this will be, oh, sorry, this will be this. So if we create it and if we see again, here we go, we have our CRS key. So how this looks, so this looks something like that. So yeah, and yeah, this is basically create a private key for you, and this will create a common like CRS key for you. And then after this we will be more looking towards creating our CRT key, and this CRT key will be can create it from this command, which is open SSL x509. I don't think so I have that one. Okay, no problem. Yeah, okay, so this works. I will take this. Yeah, so yep, this is open SSL x509 request in by taking that CRS key which we have created earlier in the last command, and then .ca. This will be basically taking your etc. Let me show you why this will be not working, because this will be not working because we don't have your Kubernetes ca.crt like that. As I said you, we will be using our this key, we will be using our this API server key and this key to generate this CRT key. So how will we get access of this key? So we need to deep dive into our uh, cluster. As we also know, like kind server is running inside this. So if you can go here in this, you can get access of things from here. If you don't have your Docker desktop, you can also do it Docker ps, and this Docker exe it your this custom and base. So yeah, by this command you can just come up here. So yeah, so we need to go inside this folder and we'll take it there ca dot key and ca dot crt key, so we can uh, uh, like we can generate our this key. So if we can do it here, then we can probably will okay, no, not a problem for it. Okay, what we have done so far in this, we need to do it again because uh, we are creating this key uh, in from the cluster, like sitting inside a cluster, and this thing is basically doing the similar thing. Um so how we will be doing is generate this again we will generate this again, and then we will be doing this thing again, something uh, like that, and then probably will see something from this. So yeah, so yeah, if we do it here, so we have this 3 key there. We have our rahul.x of this, we have our rahulxf.crt key, which will be more essential for us. By taking this key and this key, we can authenticate ourselves. So what I am doing now is we are doing this, and we are going inside that folder again, which I have created earlier. So yeah, so vim rahulxf.key, and we will be doing, okay, so I will not going to edit this, I will going to delete this, I will be going to delete this too. So I will be going to create again this, so this will be something like that, and this will be a cat allowxf.key, and we are copying this and then saving it, and then cat allowxf.csr, and yep, again we are doing it. Rahul, oh my god, okay, no problem, we'll do it. CSR, and okay, we will be using rahulxf key. Take this rahulxf-crt, we probably will do this, we can do this code, and we will, I don't know the command for how to rename it, sorry for that. So yeah, probably we'll all having every key, whatever key we are looking for. So it's now time to adding user, and yeah, so adding user and creating context for it. So how we going to create it is basically by this command. uh, yeah, we can create it from outside. So yep, this is basically a kubectl config set credentials rahulxf client certificate, which is your CRT, and the key, because I already told you we will be having more using our private key and CRT key. So if I hit this, let me also show you by looking at home dot code config. So I think there must be some conflict. I'm not sure about it, but there will be. Here we go. We have our user rahulxf, and we have our folder from a test queue context, something like that. So yeah, we have created it, and here the user, here your certificates. So we are not doing it like I am not sure is that key is our I'm little bit sure like it will be this will be our base 64, because as we are doing similar thing to that YML when we are doing it from a certificate signing request, like yeah, we are also doing this, but yep. So yeah, we have some context we are creating, like we know it. We have what we have till now. We have a, a cluster. We have a kind cluster. A kind cluster. We just created our private key. Now we want uh, no, sorry for that, not private key, because we already have done this so far. Not private key, we have created user. So the missing thing is relation. Where is a relation, bro? How we will be going to know about which context is there, like which user will be going to access the cluster? So we need a relation, means a context. We need to defined cluster for it. So yep, so we are going to do that, which will be using like this, because we here might be some changes, because this is a user. Here we will be having changes. I think because this context already have with us. uh, I haven't deleted it, so I'm little confused, because if I'm also a beginner, so figuring out how I can do it thing. Like, look at this, we have a context already, but it is inside some other. Let me run it, and let me first check the previous one is set Rahul. Is that anything which I am missing here? Okay, so this will be not this will be a kind, because we will be doing everything is for a kind this. So this is basically we do not have a, we have a rahulxf-kind context, but we don't have I think it will let me show it. Okay, so it is changes. Let me again uh, do it this, so it will update. We have rahulxf-kind. Yeah, we got it, bro. We got it. Okay, so if I do uh, kubectl config uh, current context. So yeah, how can we get whole context using kubectl? Because I'm just doing this because it fits into my mind. Kubectl config get context, I guess. Nah, okay, no problem. I will kubectl. Oh fuck. we have this. So we already have, I said you, we already have, but not in this, because I'm just testing with some other cluster, so I haven't deleted my context. So yeah, we have in some this context, this cluster, but yeah, we change it. So this will be like we have some set credentials, which is for user, adding a user in our that that kubeconfig file. And then we have the set context, which will be setting a relation between a cluster which we are defining here. Like you can see a kind cluster too, which will be uh, like also like a user. We defined users and we also defined a cluster, so it will make another relation, right? So yeah, I just you can see it here. We are seeing it some uh, this is the cluster, because this is not, I don't think so this is related to that. I'm just dumped it every screenshot in it, and yeah, like yeah, we can get it from this. So this is basically a kubectl config get context. So rtr context. Okay, so it's a context. Okay. Okay, up now like you can say it. Now we we want what we need to do it. So simply we need to allow our context to access our pods or a workload. Let me show you one blog, just something like yeah, just you can see it. We will be going to add a role and role binding. Look at this, something like that, but we are not going to create using YML file. We will be using from kubectl command. So in this, like we are setting our verbs like get, list, create, delete for a pod to give an access to, yeah. So this is a role, 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 and this is a role binding. Okay. So yeah. So I think on top I have some thing which is okay, no problem. We will take a screenshot and copy the command. Okay, so this is a namespaces, because namespaces is something related to cluster. I think if we mention this will be not working. I'm not sure about it. I'm also reading about it, so I'm just practicing thing, and in future I will come to this video and will watch it on 2x to get everything in my mind again. So yeah, so again taking a screenshot. um, we will be creating some rule, because if you one more thing which we need to okay, go away, we need to keep in our mind is like you know it we have some kind cluster, we have this we have a kind cluster, and we have a whole x of kind. If you set your current context as Rahul x of kind, and then you run some command like uh, kubectl get pod, you will not this will maybe not will work at that time. And one more thing, you can't give an access for any pod or any resource by selecting as a rahulxf-kind. What I want to say, let me show you. If I change our context to rahulxf-this, if I do this, you know it, probably you know it, we're not going to say it because we don't have an access of it. So yeah, so we don't have an access of it, but we will give an access. We will be given an access, but by selecting rahulxf-kind context, not kind context. Maybe I'm also confused about it, but yeah, not that much, but yeah, probably this will be going to this. Yeah, so kubectl create role allows pod, and then you will set resources. This is a pods. What type of words you want, list, get, or what? So yeah, okay. So take this. Boom. You don't get it. You will not going to get it because you are inside your rahulxf-kind context which do not have any access. So if we change it to text, I think it's a kind, and then yep, we created it, bro. We created it. I think we already have some allowpods, and okay, no problem. So we created a role allowspod for this resource. Now we need to set up, like we need to create a role binding for that allowpod, for that user. Yep, we created it. Okay, is anything to go in and set except for this Is anything wrong I have done? We are doing through the second method. I'm not sure about it. Everyone is doing through this method. I think this is a more convenient way to do it, but I am, for my learning purpose, I need to do it using this. So I will be having some flow diagram in my mind how these things basically work, what's the basically the process from where we are getting this whole thing, and like yeah, I think not sure because uh, Okay, fine. I think this will be working. I will be uh, saying it why this thing doesn't work, but probably will be this thing. Let me just see my another one, because I did this inside this and then I did this and then I something like we created like similar like this. Oh, sorry, this is also using this. Not sure, I'm not sure. How can I check? We have a CSR. I think we have something kubectl get CSR. So kubectx kind and kubectl get CSR. Okay, we don't have our CSR there. Interesting one, bro. Okay, I will update what wrong with it. So absolutely, this is the like, yeah, you can see it. This is there, and then this, and then this, and then we also created from inside this. Is we created it or not? Yeah, we created it. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, we did it. Yeah. We also get something user and common name too, and then we also added a user in it through this command, and then we added a context also from this command, and we also have seen this, like this is the I don't think so what I'm doing wrong here. Is I need to create a namespace too? Because I created role binding. Okay, fine. Thanks. I will add this in a comment.